على النبي هيلا صل على النبي يا مهون.
So last night, the Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny premiere happened in LA, world premiere, to much fanfare, crowds everywhere. Indiana Jones cosplayers. I saw a Sala cosplayer. I saw Marion cosplayers, a morbidly obese one. But it's really funny. In all the pictures, I could only find 2 official photographs so far of Kathleen Kennedy. And this is one with Maestro John Williams and James Mangold. I wonder why. So let's figure this out. Who showed up? But the greatest director of the last 50 years, Steven Spielberg, the man who directed Jaws, Close Encounters, E.T., 1941, Raiders of the Lost Ark, the man who teamed up with his best friend, George Lucas, with Raiders of the Lost Ark, the one who decided that they should hire Harrison Ford to play Indy when they lost Tom Selleck, the one who directed Schindler's List, the one who directed Saving Private Ryan, 3 Oscars for Best Director. He's not John Ford, but he's as close to him as we'll get in this lifetime. There he is, Steven Spielberg. He showed up. Kennedy starts to look small. But who else shows up? Who else walks in to dominate the scene? The maker himself, George Lucas. And his wife, Melanie Hobson, there she is. It is interesting to me that he would show up to this, because I don't think he wanted to see this movie made. We don't know why he showed up. Probably he felt a duty to Steven and Harrison, and his name is on the product. Though he didn't write it, do anything with it. He was an executive producer. But the moment he shows up, Spielberg and him show up, Kennedy literally just disappears from view. And if you add another guy to this mix, Harrison Ford, the iconic actor, Indiana Jones himself, Han Solo himself, you suddenly realize that it feels like a new sort of breath of fresh air is flowing into Lucasfilm. Not that this means anything, but the moment the actual people, oh, look, there's John Rhys Davies in the background. The moment these people showed up, Kathleen Kennedy faded out. She literally just disappears off the map. And I'll show you right here.
One last thing. There are 3 indispensable people without whom none of us would be here tonight. And that starts with the person who created Indiana Jones, George Lucas. The person who is Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford. And the person who is the glue to all 5 of these films that gave us all of our rhythm and all of our melody, the great maestro, John Williams.
Schön, mein Herr. Weg. Tickets, please. Was?
No ticket.
Any of the photographs that I've been able to find from the red carpet that are official are from Tripwire. I haven't seen any from Variety, Deadline, or The Hollywood Reporter, but this is Kennedy and her husband, Frank Marshall. Frank is a great guy. It's too bad he got wrapped up in this bullshit that has become Lucasfilm, but this is where we're at. And there they are at the premiere. Neither look thrilled, okay? And this next one is going to be fake smiles. Alan Bergman is basically Iger's number 2 for content and creative for films. And the fake smile here on Bergman's face says 1,000 points right here. Obviously, he wasn't happy with the movie. He's probably seen every cut of it. Obviously, he has, just like Bob Iger. And they demanded it get fixed, and I think it got fixed as well as they could before it was going to get released, instead of pushing it back and doing it the right way. Here they are with Bob Iger, Alan Bergman, and Harrison Ford. Bergman, it kind of almost makes you wonder if he has any more fifis than that kind of a toad smile, but there you go. Iger, just happy to be with a movie star, and Harrison being Harrison. Okay, Spielberg again. You saw the video. Kathy didn't say a word. Not a word. Spielberg is the one that introduced the movie. He is the one that introduces George Lucas. He is the one that introduces Harrison Ford. He is the one that introduces Maestro John Williams. So let's all just sit back and go, oh, okay, now I get it. Okay, why were they there? The moment they showed up, Kennedy ceased to exist. You know, it's her own version of The Handmaid's Tale, like in her walnut-sized brain. And no, the reason why she ceased to exist in this is because they got so pissed off at her, I think, George did, the making of the sequel trilogy. He didn't want nothing to do with her. Spielberg gave up 2 years ago and walked away. All right, why did they show up? Maybe at the behest of Bob Iger, because Harrison was going to be there, John Williams was going to be there, and they wanted to show support to them, that this is going to be the biggest Indiana Jones franchise reunion, except for Allison Doody didn't come. I didn't see her. Kate Capshaw wasn't there. There are other actors that were there, but Ke-Huy Quan was there. Karen Allen, Marion, Sala, John Rhys Davies, Raiders of the Lost Ark, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. They were there. They're in the movie. But as Ke-Huy Quan said, this was the biggest reunion for Temple of Doom, and I think in the Indiana Jones franchise forever and ever. These two actors are pivotal in two different movies, and it made me very happy that they were there for this. And of course, we've got Toby Jones, who plays Helena's father in Dial of Destiny. From what people have said who've seen it, the action was great. The only problem was Phoebe Waller-Bridge, aka Duckface. When I see the movie, I'll probably have a lot to say about her, and it won't be complimentary. But again, this is probably why Bergman and Iger were furious. Oh, and throwing Chapek in there too before he got canned. Unceremoniously, I might add, were so pissed off at Kennedy. You can't have some dingy British brunette with the brain power of a feather duster taking over for Harrison Ford. Okay, and of course, I've heard it's agenda-driven, and I'm going to talk about that too. I know I'm going to like it, but I'm not going to like a lot what Helena Shaw said, or what was written into it. Okay, it's the fact that why put an agenda in this, and this is probably why Kennedy got yelled at. And the fact of the matter is, she was pushed to the side in this for a reason. And that's because people start talking about her and they make the movie look bad. Okay, Iger did that though. Iger did that by not embargoing the reviews. So everybody knows what happens now. Okay, everybody knows. But still, the moment Spielberg, Lucas, and Ford were up on that stage together, Kennedy ceased to exist. And it is an interesting little bit of, it's an interesting optics there, in my opinion. This is Steph signing out. I'll see you around the galaxy.